Unfortunately, Jamaican singer-songwriter Colvin Scott, better known by his stage name Coco T, went yesterday at the age of 65. He left behind a legacy that has had a significant impact on the development of reggae music, the beloved reggae. Artist reportedly took his last breath on Tuesday morning at a hospital in Florida, where he was being treated for a heart attack. As stated by his wife, Malvia Scott, during an interview with the Jamaica Gleaner, she discussed not only the circumstances surrounding his passing but also the difficulties he had been experiencing with his health over the past few years. Malvia disclosed that she received a phone call early this morning informing her that he had been transported from the facility to the hospital, which is around 5 minutes away, due to the fact that he was vomiting. She was recalling the extremely frightening turn of events. For a number of years, Cocotti had been struggling with a number of major health difficulties. In the year 2019, he was given a diagnosis of lymphoma, a condition that required him to undergo regular medical care and treatment. But during the course of the past half year, his health has taken a further turn for the worse, and he has also been struggling with pneumonia, which has made his situation even more challenging to effectively treat. In spite of these obstacles, he maintained his strength and continued to battle to the very end before finally giving up. Reggae fans all around the world are mourning the loss of a true icon in the genre on account of his passing, which symbolizes the end of an era for those who are passionate about the genre. The perseverance that her late husband displayed in the face of his protracted and challenging fight against his illness was something that Malvia Scott reflected on when she said, "He was definitely very brave." All the while he maintained a good attitude. To be more specific, he was admitted to the hospital approximately 3 weeks ago. I responded by saying that I'm always worried when he asked me whether I was worried. It was his assurance that everything would be fine, therefore I did not need to be concerned about it. He never lost his optimistic outlook. Coco T continued to be a source of strength and confidence for people who were closely associated with him, even at the most difficult times of his life. He never allowed his enthusiasm to wane, despite the fact that he has been fighting lymphoma since 2019, and more lately he has been coping with pneumonia. His music, which conveyed messages of resiliency, love, and unity, was characterized by his optimism, which was a defining characteristic not only in his personal life but also in his performances. Following the devastating news of his departure, condolences have poured in from all over the world. Fans, fellow musicians, and public figures are mourning the loss of a reggae legend from all over the world. We cannot overstate the magnitude of his influence on Jamaican culture and reggae music. One tribute said, "We extend our deepest condolences to the family, friends, and devoted supporters of Calvin George Scott, affectionately known as Coco T." Coco T was the nickname given to Calvin George Scott. The world was introduced to unforgettable reggae classics by Cocotti, like Rocking Dolly and I Lost My Sonia, songs that have endured the test of time and continue to be anthems within the culture of reggae. Cocotti's voice is smooth and melodic, and his lyrics are socially conscious. There is no denying the tremendous impact that he had on the genre, and his music will continue to be an inspiration to future generations. As people all over the world remember this famous musician, his legacy will continue to be carried on by his music that will never go out of style, his unflinching optimism, and the love that he shared with his followers. The reggae community is left with a hole as a result of his disappearance. Nonetheless, his voice and message will never be forgotten. Calvin George Scott, who would later become known to the world as Coco T, was born on September 3, 1959, in the lush and culturally rich Clarendon parish of Jamaica. He grew up surrounded by the rhythms and sounds of reggae music. Coco T would later become a household name. His passion for music began to develop at a young age, and by the time he was a teenager, he had already begun to hone his skills as a singer and songwriter. Scott made his official debut in the Jamaican reggae scene in the year 1985, and he rapidly established a name for himself thanks to his silky, melodic voice and aware lyrics. Fans in Jamaica, as well as those in other Caribbean countries and even further afield, responded positively to his music, which was profoundly entrenched in the traditions of reggae and dancehall. Since the beginning of the 1990s, his popularity has grown all over the world, which has earned him a position among the most revered voices in the reggae genre. Coco T was able to gift the globe with a long list of tunes that eventually became reggae anthems throughout the course of his career. Songs such as I Lost My Sonia, Sweet Sweet Coco T, Israel's King, Young Lover, and Rikers Island are among the most celebrated examples of his musical work. The last song in particular became his most well-known and influential song, and it addressed the brutal reality of life behind bars. In the future, he rebuilt the music into a dance hall version that featured fellow reggae artist Nardo Ranks. He did this because he recognized the influence that it had. As a result of this modified version, which was given the title Mido Like Rikers Island, it was included on the dance compilation album Dancehall Reggae Spinol, which was released by Columbia Records in 1991. This allowed him to further expand his reach into worldwide markets. In addition to his roots in reggae music, Coco T was an artist who was able to recognize and respond to the pulse of the times. In 2008, while the entire world watched history unfold with Barack Obama's historic presidential campaign, he contributed his voice to the movement by releasing a song in favor of the future president. The song was titled Barack Obama. This song was able to reflect the optimism and energy of the time, which resulted in it receiving widespread attention and demonstrating Coco T's capacity to evolve. Coco T was a renowned figure in the reggae music scene throughout his career, which spanned more than 3 decades. He was noted for his uplifting themes, soulful songs, and irresistible charisma while performing. His position as one of Jamaica's most revered musical legends is firmly established as a result of his contributions to the genre, which helped form reggae music as we know it today. Andrew Holness, the Prime Minister of Jamaica, has joined the chorus of those who are paying respect to the late reggae star Calvin George Scott, who to the rest of the world was better known by his stage name Coco T. Holness, acknowledged the significant influence that Scott had not just on the reggae music industry, but also on Jamaican culture as a whole, and he conveyed his profound condolences to Scott's family, friends, and devoted fans in a statement that was posted on X, which was formerly known as Twitter. I would like to express my sympathies to the family, friends, and supporters of Coco T, who was the beloved nickname given to Calvin George Scott. It was written by Holness. Through his silky vocals and captivating lyrics, he was able to create timeless classics such as Rocking Dolly and I Lost My Sonia, songs that have become anthems in our cultural landscape. These songs, along with a great number of others in Coco T's huge career, have left an indelible mark on reggae music, ensuring that his legacy will live on for many years to come. Holness continued by highlighting the fact that in addition to the musical accomplishments that Coco T had made, he was an outstanding human being whose presence stretched far beyond performances on stage. The Prime Minister went on to say that in addition to his musical brilliance, Coco T was a shining example of charity and kindness. He was always reaching out to those who were less fortunate and exemplifying the warmth of our nation. Not only as a performer, but also as an artist, this emotion expresses the profound regard and affection that a great number of people had for the artist. However, as a man who has made it his life's mission to preach love, positivity, and hope through his songs as well as his acts, Coco T had a strong connection to his roots throughout his whole life, and he utilized his platform to push for social justice and to elevate populations that were marginalized, whether it was through his conscious lyrics that addressed topics such as oppression and inequality, or through his own acts of generosity and aiding those who were in need. He personified the genuine spirit of reggae, a genre that is built on the strong messages of solidarity, resiliency, and endurance. The departure of this individual is not only a tremendous loss for the reggae community, but also for the numerous individuals whose lives were impacted by his music and the humanitarian work that he committed to. A number of people, including fans, other musicians, and professionals in the music industry have resorted to social media to express their sorrow and remember Cocoa Tea not just as a talented singer-songwriter, but also as a man who possessed a high level of integrity and compassion. There is a lovely family that Scott leaves behind, which includes his loyal wife Mavia, as well as 8 children who are now carrying on his legacy. His music, his generosity, and his unrelenting devotion to elevating others will continue to inspire and resonate with those who treasured him, despite the fact that the sadness of his absence will be strongly felt by those who knew and loved him. Despite the fact that his voice is no longer heard, the songs he wrote and the message they conveyed will endure for all time, becoming an indelible part of the rich tapestry of reggae history. A gathering of Cocoa Tea's family, friends, and fans took place, and the entire reggae community came to a complete halt as they said their final goodbyes to the iconic musician, celebrating his life, music, and the impact he had on the business. The burial service that was held in his beloved hometown of Jamaica was a passionate celebration of his life. As the people in attendance reflected on the man whose voice provided so much happiness to millions of people, the atmosphere was heavy with loss, but it was also filled with love during this time. A stunning choir gave a performance of some of Cocoa Tea's most famous songs, transforming the cathedral into a place where music and memories may be found in a sanctuary. The streets were lined with fans, and many were holding banners that had words from his most popular songs. As a way of paying honor to the legend, several people wore shirts that included his likeness. The sound of his music filled the air, serving as a constant reminder that even though his physical presence may no longer be present, his voice and spirit will continue to live on in perpetuity. It was a highly emotional affair with speakers from many walks of life, musicians, government leaders, and long-standing friends sharing their experiences about the late singer. His burial was a deeply emotional event. His everlasting love for his nation and its people, his generosity, and his dedication to his profession were all things that many people remembered about him. People from all around the world are paying their respects. Immediately upon the news of Cocoa Tea's departure, tributes have started pouring in from every region of the world. Reggae fans, other musicians, and prominent personalities from around the world have gone to various news channels and social media platforms to pay tribute to the cherished singer. In a message that was expressed from the heart, Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness referred to Cocoa Tea as a national treasure, stating that his music had transcended generations. He became a household celebrity thanks to his soothing vocals and conscientious lyrics, and his legacy will endure for generations to come. Totality is emphasized. Beanie Man, a legend in the world of dancehall, expressed his grievance by saying, "We lost a real one. A brother, a guide, and a true pioneer in the world of reggae music. Cocoa Tea was a pioneer. We were inspired by his words, and his music will endure for all of eternity." Artists from throughout the world, such as Damian Marley, have expressed their appreciation for the significant impact that Cocoa Tea has had on their careers and the overall reggae movement. Fans from all walks of life, including political figures, activists, and regular fans, have expressed their sorrow outside of the music profession, reminding them of the happiness and insight that his songs brought into their lives. The reggae community pays honor to celebrities by paying tribute to them. Reggae musicians of all ages, from seasoned veterans to up-and-coming artists who have been influenced by Cocoa Tea's legacy, have come together to express their sorrow at the passing of one of the genre's most cherished voices. Shaggy uploaded a video that was filled with passion, in which he recalled his first encounter with Cocoa Tea. He was a true voice of the people, a legend, an inspiration, and one of the most genuine that the world has ever seen. It was more than just songs. His music was a movement in its own right. According to Boris Hammond, a close friend of Cocoa Tea, who expressed his profound sorrow at the loss, "It is difficult to put into words what this means for the genre of music known as reggae. One of a kind, Cocoa Tea was a rarity. We collaborated on projects, shared laughter, and created music that resonated with all of the people in the community. Dear brother, may you rest in peace. In addition, younger reggae musicians such as Coffee and Chronix paid tribute to him, citing him as a significant influence on their professional accomplishments. Cocoa Tea was the one who blazed the road for a great number of us. According to what Coffee wrote, his music served as a beacon, and the legacy he leaves behind will continue to motivate succeeding generations. His wife, Cocoa Tea, has spoken out about his passing. During the time that the entire world is grieving the loss of the reggae star, Malvia Scott, his wife, has made her first public statement since her husband's demise. In a message that was heavy with emotion, she expressed the anguish she felt at the loss of the person she had loved her entire life, as well as the resilience he displayed in his final hours. At the same time that she was holding back tears, Malvia remarked, "He was my rock, my best friend, and my heart. My life was brighter because of Cocoa Tea, who was more than just a husband to me. Even when things were at their worst, he never lost his composure and never failed to reassure me that everything will turn out all right." She then went on to express her gratitude to her supporters and well-wishers for their support throughout this challenging time. The outpouring of affection that has been coming from all corners of the globe is incredible. We, his family, were not the only ones who loved him. People all across the world did as well. Also, I am certain that the outpouring of love would have a profound effect on him. Malvia also disclosed that Cocoa Tea had been working on new music. Despite the fact that he was going through his illness, he had a lot of ideas and melodies that he wanted to share with the world, and he had a lot of plans. The gift that he gave to each and every one of us was his music. There will never be a time when his voice is not heard, even though he is no longer present. One thing is becoming abundantly evident as tributes continue to come in. It is impossible to forget the influence that Cocoa Tea had on reggae music and the globe in general. That his songs, his message, and his spirit will continue to live on will ensure that his legacy will continue to be as enduring as the melodies that he gave to each and every one of us.